Hey guys, what's up? Karma Kicks here, and I'm bringing you a little bit of a different video today. But I didn't know how to start it out, so I jumped on my PC Noob World, and I thought I'll do a quick intro this way. Because without Minecraft, well, what am I? I just don't know. Alright guys, this video is going to be all about how I edit a video. I've had a lot of friends lately that are getting into videos nowadays, getting into YouTube, and they were kind of wondering how I use the certain software that I use. And so I'm going to show you right now. Okay guys, the editing software that I use is called Movie Studio Platinum 13.0. It's by Sony. I actually just happened to buy it because I was at a computer store picking out all my gear for my big gaming setup, and I needed some editing software, so I kind of looked to see what kind of software they had. And one of the girls working there actually recommended this to me. She said that she uses it for her YouTube videos, so I bought it, and I fell in love with it. I absolutely love it. You can go to their website to download it. I'm not trying to promote them in any way, but I'm just going to show you kind of like some of the things you could do with a video, or at least how I edit my videos. So the best way to do this, they do have a where you can just create a new project. You can show me how tutorials, which is really easy. I actually used those the first couple times I did edited videos because I needed to kind of learn the tools and everything like that, and that can be very, very helpful. Now the button I always click is start using Movie Studio because I already know what I'm going to do. So let me go ahead and enlarge this. Now the first thing I do is I want to get media into this box right here where it says Project Media. This is where you're going to put your video clips, whatever you've got. Now for mine, I always open up a project I already have. So I'm going to show you this real quick. I call it Standard, and that gives me all my options that I want. I have all of my logos on here, like the Full Craft logo. I've got the Tree 7 logo that pops up at the beginning of the video. I think I don't have mini games Monday. I don't know why, but I also have PC Noob on here. I have my end scene, my ending, my intro, and my hit that like thing that comes up at the beginning of the video. So this is all ready to go for me. So I'm going to show you how to just open, I guess we're going to do a new one, aren't we? Actually, let me just exit out and we'll open it again, because I want to show you how to start from scratch, because that's how I always start. Oh, and it's not going to let me. Okay, we'll just, you know what? We'll delete all these. There we go. Okay, so we go up to add media. And this is basically depending on where you keep all your stuff. I keep all my stuff together in one file called all video stuff. It's that simple. I come in here, I can get my hit that like button. I add, let's see, Minecraft pictures. I go and I get my whatever video I'm editing that day. Today it was a Tree 7 video, so we'll put that in. And then I want my end scene, which is under here somewhere. This is why I have it all in one file, by the way, because it takes me forever to try and find all of this stuff. So I get my ending, my intro, bam, there we go. Everything's ready to go. All right, now I need to add the videos. So what I do here is I go to wherever my videos are saved from, and that's different for everybody's computer, so it's wherever you save your videos, that's where you're going to find them. Alright, so mine are under videos here. And let's see. I need to find the right video for today. So I believe I called it Tree. There we go. It's better if you name them something easily, and usually I have those folders cleared out a little bit more. I haven't cleaned them out in a bit, so I have one video altogether. Sometimes I have several clips altogether because I'll stop the video and record again and stop it and record again, and that's just so that I can make sure that I have everything I need. So let's go ahead, and what you want to do is you want to put your video down in this area. Now, mine's going to look a little different because I have these named already, and that's because that's where I know I have to add everything in. So what I want to do is I want to pull this down to where it says video and audio. You want the video to be on the top portion, audio to be on the second. Then what I usually do to start my video is I go to the very, very beginning and I start playing the video. Now, usually in my intros, you see that I am standing there behind the screen for a few seconds. So when I record, that's how I record. I stand there, okay, I know my intro is probably playing right now, so maybe I'll look around or do something, and then I get into my intro. So I'll show you how I actually edit this, though. Let's see. Have to see where I started at because I think that was a mess up. So let's play this. Hey guys, what's happening? Here, and I'm there we go. So what I do is I take this little line and I move it over to where my voice starts. There. And you can see that by the lines on the audio part. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit split, because that tells me right there is where my voice starts. Now I take my intro and I kind of measure it up, put it a little bit over my audio, not very much though, and where it begins is right here, so I'm going to split it again. Now I'm going to delete that for a little bit. Now this section here I don't need. None of this was usable, so I'm going to delete the whole thing. Something else to remember is to have it on auto ripple, and what that means is whenever you move something like this, then everything else moves with it. So if I were to move this one, it'll all move. That's very important, especially when you're moving a lot of different clips around, because otherwise they'll start overlapping each other, and that's not very good. Alright, so then what I want to do is I want to go to advanced. And the only time I ever use advanced is for this purpose. You want to right click on this section here, go to group, remove from, and then I choose only the audio and I delete it. That's the only time I ever go into advanced. Otherwise, it's really a lot of tools you don't really need. This is just the basics. So then what I do is I put my music down here. I'll put my tree logo right here and make sure it fits. And you just kind of, you can click on it and pull it whatever direction you want. And then up above that, I put my hit that like thing that always comes up at the beginning of my videos. And that's a little different because what I do with that, if you see it on the screen now, it's too big to be on the screen. So I have to kind of edit it. And how I do that is I right click on it, go to Video Event Effects, and close out of this. And then where it says Pan Crop, I just pull it up so that it goes very, very small at the bottom of the screen. And that's it. Not very hard at all. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some transitions because I like my intro to be a little different, a little special. So I go over to transitions, and this is really cool because you can really put all kinds of transitions throughout your videos. One of the transitions I use is 3D blinds, and what you do is just click on it and then pull it down, and then you put it on the clip you want. And I always put it at the beginning of this one. I'm then going to use the 3D fly in, fly out for the tree logo. There we go. And then I want to use dissolve. And I put dissolve after the hit that like and after the tree. There we go. And then, where's the other one I use? Cross effect. That's right. I use cross effect right here. And then I go over to here to video effects. The only video effects I recommend using is the mask generator. It makes a really nice black and white film. Other than that, I really don't use a lot of effects. I don't see the point in them. Media generators is another cool thing to have, because here you can make, you can put text on your videos, you can put solid color, you can do a color gradient, a credit roll, some noise texture, different things. You could do all kinds of different things. This test pattern, I've actually used this once in a video, in a Minigames Monday video, and this is all it does, is it puts this like weird screen up. And I used it because I accidentally said something I shouldn't have, and so I kind of beeped it out and I put this screen up at the same time, and it made for a really nice video. But anyway, so let me show you what the intro looks like now. Hey guys, what's happening? Karma Cakes here, and I'm bringing you another. Now see, that's looking a lot more like my regular intros, right? So the way to play it too is to just come up here, you put this little cursor wherever you want to play at, and then hit play, and it plays the video for you. You can pause it at any point. You can play it from the start. You can go to the start, or you could go all the way to the end. So that's very, very helpful. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually zooming in and zooming out just by rolling the scroll button on my mouse. And if you do that, you can, let me go back to the beginning, you can very easily scroll way in, and you can like zoom in and get very detailed like lines on the audio. You can see different frames and things like that. I don't ever scroll in that much. I really kind of stay right around here, I think, just so I can see, because I do like to see the lines of audio, because that's usually what tells me where I'm at in the video and things like that. So let me edit some of this video on my own, and what I'm going to show you next is how I do a time lapse. Okay guys, so I found the point where my audio ended at the beginning. So this was right before my time lapse. So I just kind of played it for a little bit, listened to myself talk, made sure I didn't say anything stupid, which usually happens. And then my line got paused right here. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit the M button on your keyboard. And that puts a little thingy here. I don't remember what they're called. A marker, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to put a marker here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the point where my time lapse will start. Okay, so my time lapse would probably start right around here. Now I know this looks a little crazy, but give me a second, I'll show you what I do, guys. I'm going to put a marker here, and then I'm going to click right on the marker, and I'm going to pull it all the way over while still clicking. Hold down your mouse button, and I'm going to put it to there and let go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that whole section. It automatically splits the video and trims it all the way down to the time-lapse area that I want. So now I'm going to delete these markers because I don't need those anymore. So now what I need to do is find out where the end of my time-lapse will be. Okay guys, so what I realized is I have two sections of a time-lapse in here. So that's great. I get to show you another transition, which will be really good. So what I'm going to do is show you how I edit my time lapses. Now my time lapses are kind of funky because the way I do them, I only have one computer. So I actually have to pull up another version of Minecraft. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because I have 3 screens or what, but I have to record on this small little screen, and then I have to make it bigger by editing it, which is not that big a deal. It's just kind of funky. So I'm going to go to Video Event Effects, just like we did with the Hit That Like. Except for this time, I have to edit it to where all you see is the Minecraft screen. So this just takes me a little bit to kind of get right. It's just basically cropping it and watching this screen to make sure it looks good. And I think that is it. Oh, no. Let's see if we can get it right on the money. That would be great. Oh, now it wants to look weird. There we go. Alright, I think I got it. That's it. Alright, so now I just X out of that, and the whole thing, I don't have to do anything else. The whole thing will be like that. So now I have to do the same thing to this one. Okay, guys. So now, after a little bit of searching, I have found some music to go with my time-lapse. There are a bunch of different websites that you can go to and look up free music. You can look it up on YouTube. Not going to go into all that. I'll put a few things up on the screen right now to show you kind of what I'm talking about. But anyway, there's a million different places I go to look for royalty-free music. And it has to be royalty-free if it's on YouTube. So you can always find fun music, though. I found a lot of good things that I like. So anyway, found me a good song to go with this. Now, we're going to go back into advanced mode. Because once again, I need to remove from the group the audio. And I'm going to do that on both of these. Because, well, nobody needs to hear me breathing through the whole time lapse. Or if I talk to my kids during the time lapse. Or if I'm coughing or anything. Or sometimes I'll get a phone call. You never know. You just never know. I've even had like my cats meowing on video. That's always fun. Alright, so now what I'm going to show you, we're going to add more media. We're going to go to audio files. And I'm going to get the song that I just downloaded. So we're going to pull that up. And I'm going to put it right down here where it says music. And you can see it's kind of short compared to all this, right? Well, this is a time lapse, so we need to make it go quicker. So the way we do that is I come right down here to the very end, but don't get on the corner or anything like that. And I hit Control. Now, once I hit Control, I left click on the actual thing I want to slide, and I'm going to pull it over. And I think I need to go a little bit less than that. Now, with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Control, left click, pull it over. Now, I'm going to sit here and play it back for a little bit and make sure that it looks good. And so far, it's looking great. Okay, so it looks good except for this part right here. Now, we need to go back to transitions. And when I'm doing a time lapse, usually the kind of transition I like to do is a cross effect. I think it looks really good in the middle of the time lapse. Now another transition we're going to play with is called the 3D shuffle. This is one that I use on almost all my videos, and once you see it, you'll recognize it. I'm going to put that at the beginning of the time lapse, and I'm going to put that at the end of the time lapse. And now I'm going to show you, we'll put the cursor right here and just show you really quick how this looks. Now watch the screen. Did you see it jump? Nope. There it goes. That's called a 3D shuffle. It's where they kind of flip cards is what it looks like. It looks like cards flipping. And I really like that. I think it's really neat. So now what I'm going to do is I will usually sit here and watch the rest of the video and make sure that all my audio is good, everything's looking good, and then I come to the very end. Now you see I kind of zoomed in a little bit. That's because my ending depends on when I say goodbye, because that's a trademark thing I like to do. And so what I do is I come to where the audio ends, and I place a marker. And then from down here, I'm going to left click and then scroll all the way over and delete. Because this is where my video is going to end, right? I go back to Project Media and I'm going to add in my ending. Now my ending always starts when I start to say goodbye. I've kind of gotten used to now. I know how my voice is, and so I know where the audio levels are, and like I already know that's where I say goodbye at, you know, that kind of thing. Kind of dumb. But anyway, so that's where my ending goes. And then I put my end scene on here, And I'm going to pull that all the way down to the very end of the audio. And then my transition for this is the page peel. I really like this one. I think it looks really neat on here. And I'll show you what that looks like. Bye. There you go. That's it. So that's how I edit my videos. That's it. The next thing I'm going to do, of course, since this video is completely done, usually I kind of look back over it a couple times, make sure everything is perfect because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Project and I'm going to go to Make Movie. I go down to Save it to my hard drive and I click on MP4 because I'm creating internet ready videos. I will name it. And then I hit next. Oh, you also have to have a place to save your movies. Now, I always put my videos in the finished videos folder. It's up to you where you put them. That's entirely up to you. So that's it. I hit next and we're done. Now my video will render and that's it. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video today. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you all later. Bye!